Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Hearthstone. Let us continue. We need 2 rogue warriors and 2 shamans, or mages. Let's start with which deck is the better deck, the rogue or the warrior. Neither one of them I feel like are very good. It's time to rebuild, or make some tweaks at least, to some of these decks because they still have temporary things from the last expansion I was gonna play with. I saw somebody on Twitch, and they were just making by request. Oh yes, this is a good deck. By request, he was just making new decks. So somebody would say, "Can you make a mage deck? Make and play a mage deck with this card." They go, "Okay, I'll do that." And so he did that. Like here's at least Starseeker, exactly the card that needs to go out. Take this, take this. Third turn play here, if we can. Although, technically I can play this on the second turn if this one gets me another coin. Play this, then with the coin play that. And then third turn play would be to spend another coin and play at least Starseeker. Which then completely changes your deck and is just an admission that all your cards suck. So I have to end my turn. Yep, that's the problem with this whole Leaf Starseeker map to the golden monkey trick here. Is it's just an admission you have no strategy. Or your strategy is to draw as many cards as possible. Which I guess you could make an Elite Starseeker deck that was just that. That probably would be something a rogue deck could be made into. If you just had like sprint and cards to draw new cards, draw new cards, draw new cards. Is he gonna play or is he gonna give up? I don't know.
Time waits for no one.
Looks like he's not gonna play. That's fine. I will take this victory, because I need victories. One thing I'd like to get, and when I budget things for things I don't really need, they are way at the bottom of the list, obviously, and potentially never get it. But I want to get that Ghostbusters Lego house real bad.
Feed the fish,
$350. I have no idea how I could justify spending that money. And it's probably only going to get more expensive as time goes by. If it's anything like, we'll just play again. If it's anything like the Death Star, it's just been set up to be that all over again. In fact, it looks better than the Death Star. So that's like a real silly thing. I put that below movies because like I could buy movies and they would sit on the shelf and still wrapped in plastic and all.
Victory or death!
Watch.
Or at least I hope they're fine. First turn pretty much makes it way more difficult with this deck I've built. It's not exactly what I would prefer.
Feed the fish, landlubber. I feel icky.
Play this. Attack
Here
with
we go.
But yeah, I'd really like to get that set. There are a lot of movies I'd like to get. I'd like to just go insane with collecting movies again, even if I'm not gonna actually watch them. I think that actually might even, let's see. I think that might even change as my life is gonna change, potentially. So I might actually go back and watch it then. And it would be nice to not just have to force myself to watch things I've already seen. Because I'm still not to that level. I'm probably close to enough time in between the last time I watched a lot of my movies, that a lot of my anime in particular, that I wouldn't remember much of it. But I'd like to be able to not remember any of it. Let's do this. So,
here
attack
we
the
go.
face. Deal with this damage. Attack the face and then the turn. I'd like to finish out the DC comic book New 52 reboot. I'd like to just take that as far as it went and have a full collection there. I'd love to have some more hard drives in my server. I'd like to get all 16 of them to be the same 5 terabyte.
Want a deal?
5 terabyte Toshiba hard drives. I love that to be full, so that one raid is just being backed up incrementally every day or week. Probably week is even too much overkill for what I'm going to do with it. But I could, with that, you're talking potentially enough space to maintain all the video footage I have for a while. Although I'm not sure that is really the best way to do it.
I'm the best. Cha-ching.
This.
The pirate's code.
This.
It's a deal.
Attack. I almost lost there. Interesting. Almost lost.
Well played.
Another quest down, that's good. What else would I want to do? Yeah, there's a couple Lego things I'd want to get, but not a ton. And there is a ton of movies I'd like to get. I'd like to really go crazy with the movies and have a more complete collection. Although I was watching a video, I don't know if I talked about this guy, where he was going through his entire movie collection and he had like I don't know if he said he had like 6,000 or 60,000. 60,000 seems too much. I definitely want more equipment. Yeah, let's talk realistic things I need to get. I need to get a Titan X video card in my computer so I can run everything at super high graphics always. Couple of those in there.
For Doomhammer.
But yeah, the guy was going through like 6,000 DVDs and most of them were still in the plastic, and he had them all on their side, which probably was damaging half of them.
I'll be a real knight.
Big old stacks of them just on their sides, and like, that's not, you can't do that. They make the plastic on DVDs and Blu-rays so thin these days that they're not designed to be stacked like that. You'll crush it. Let's do this, I suppose.
we're using real swords.
In the turn. And yeah, I don't want to get like him, where he's just like, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this, I have this. I want to be more picky than that. But particularly for the anime stuff, that stuff actually kind of does disappear. Maybe it should disappear, arguably. You could certainly make that argument. But it does kind of just not exist as much as you would think. A lot of it gets re-released, and most of the time the re-release is a better version, but a lot of it just goes away. And I don't want it to go away. I don't want anything to go away. I'm a little OCD, I guess, you might say. Like the internet archive type mentality is, we want to back up somewhere.
For the king!
And personally, I want a personal backup because I don't want to have to trust that some archivist somewhere else has done the job right. So we just need to get a few more victories, I think. We might be able to do it in this recording. I hope.
Time for a little blood.
I used to be like really into buying surround system stuff, but I think I've hit maximum surround systems in my life.
Did you bring some fish?
There is probably some small room for upgrades there. A lot of the systems I have aren't up to snuff as far as being HDMI, glitching, and all that. So a lot of them still require you to put an optical audio into it, or something else into it. I'm a little short on subwoofers somehow. One of my subwoofers broke, and some of my other systems never had subwoofers. Some of my systems don't really need them. But yeah, that's not something I'd go for. Because I got the Roku 3, I still kind of need a Blu-ray player. Because that's the one thing the Roku 3 doesn't do, is it doesn't play Blu-rays. But I still feel like the Roku, for what it is designed to do, is probably pretty good. It's not the best option. Alright, let's do this. Take out that guy. Take out this guy. And take out this one. And in the turret.
Behold the might of storm.
So yeah, I still want a new couple Blu-ray players. Right now I have a PlayStation 3. I think it's probably hit the level where PlayStation 3 isn't the best system. If I'm gonna get crazy on shopping, I should ask myself, why don't I just get a PlayStation 4? That would kind of make sense. If I got a PlayStation 4, that would be an excellent Blu-ray player, and it would open up the door towards towards playing console games. That seems more practical than an actual crazy desire. a lot of my thinking though is really heavily balanced between just like, what if I just put the same value of money into savings? And I say this and sometimes have trouble following through with this, but more than anything, I need a retirement. I need savings. I need to pay down a mortgage if I could.
Charge forward!
I can take the hit.
So when I start looking at like that perspective,
I enjoy
that's
raining.
much more realistic. Probably going to be useful.
Fine,
this.
I'll on.
In the turn.
To Northrend!
If I was gonna go really crazy, I'd buy a pinball or 2 or 3. I mean, that's a big ticket item. Spending several $1,000 in a pinball game. Maybe upgrade some TVs. I have flat panel TVs, but man, are they thick right now. They are not super flat.
One day,
TVs.
I'll be a real knight.
3-4 inches. It would be nice if that was closer to the wall, but that's almost a ridiculous reason. The better reason would be let's go to a 4K TV, some monitor type thing. And I'm not sure TVs have gotten to the point where you should do that.
Run away!
Here we go.
There is a lot at stake.
In the turn. But yeah, I'd like to get a DX Racer chair. I think that would probably help out. There's something that's practical that I could spend money on. I'd like to buy a bunch of games. That's very practical. That's at the core of my entire business, is having games to play. It's getting harder and harder as far as the Steam sales, though, to buy lesser known games. I've got so many. And I've surprisingly got quite a few free games. Again, still have not received any free games because I'm what I do, just because I've been lucky and they were all opportunities. If you fill out the right form somewhere, you would have gotten them too. So, take that for whatever that's worth. Good.
Blood and plunder.
If I get really crazy, maybe I could get like a Google car or a Tesla car type thing. I don't know if you're gonna be able to buy a Google car, which is kind of one of the things I would want, is that I'd like to be able to buy some car that could drive me everywhere. But I don't think that's really the model that's going to happen. I think the model is going to be that it is Google cars are going to be more like taxi cabs, shared between everyone. Could give my totems +2 health. Oh. And we'll have to see if that works. I mean, if that really works and you can call on the Google app Google car and it's guaranteed to be there in less than 5 minutes, and it's guaranteed to take you where you want to go. And it's not a ridiculously expensive amount of money
Did you bring
which is
some
also a
fish?
big question. Go ahead and fill that up. Attack this guy. This is 10 damage plus that is too much. So let's go ahead and kill this guy. I would want to pay like a per mileage fee or a monthly service fee for like a Google car type thing, and it would need to be, I would hope it would be cheap. If it's something along $30 a month, you'd be $300 a year. You pay more in gas and maintenance for other cars. Interesting. So I need this to win.
There is a lot at stake.
Play this. In the turn. He has 8 cards left, but that's not gonna help me. I can't survive for 8 more turns.
Handle it! Push me!
Job's done.
So I'm right at 12 here. I've lost. I've totally lost. Oh well. So what if the Google car was a monthly fee of $100? Well, $100 would be 12,000. If you did it for 10 years, you would be buying effectively a very cheap used car. Let's see, 12,000. Is that right? Or it would be 1,200 each year. Yeah, so 10 years. $100 fee isn't really that bad.
Thrall versus Geralt.
$300 fee.
Victory or death
3,000
for Doomhammer!
10 years you'd be buying a brand new car. Even $300 wouldn't really surprise me if that was going to be the monthly fee for it. And if there are 30 days and it costs $10 as a flat fee to ride anywhere, that very easily might be the
One day, I'll be a real
way
knight.
it
One
goes.
day, I'll be a real knight.
And so for some people $10 a ride might be fine.
Well played.
And I think probably a taxi cab ride or anything now would be considered more than $10. So there's a lot of opportunity there. It just depends on how much things are going to have to cost for all the research and development for the self-driving cars. And if those costs are ridiculously expensive to begin with, then we may very well find ourselves in a situation where most people don't use it for the first 10 years when it comes out.
Armor made to fit.
Do I really need to buy a Tesla for myself? No. That's silly. I don't leave the house. I barely ever leave the house, so why do that? This, and then this. Should I attack that?
Job's done.
Why not? End the turn. Should I put like solar panels on my house? No, I don't think I would want to do that. I don't think my house is quite quality enough to justify that. Plus, there's still no real battery backup solution there that makes sense. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Go ahead and hit that. And play this. Darn it! I was hoping that would work. What else would I want to get? I could get the Oculus Rift, I could get the Vive, I could get all those 3D glasses that are ridiculously expensive. And yet my computer still seems to be playable on those. Could get a new bed, that would be nice. I'd like to get a nice adjustable sleep number, top of the line type thing.
Be thirsty.
There's things I would like to get, like I'd like to get a dog, but it just totally would not work. The last thing I need to do for my
Elements
channel
I like.
is have this
Totems I love.
animal that would take up more of my time and make noise in the background. Oh, but speaking of time, oh yes, if I was rolling in infinite money as I'm moving this fantasy, I would hire people. I would hire people like crazy. Yes, I'd get an artist and a video editor and somebody and an assistant and just all kinds of people. Just the thing I need more than anything is time. And so if I can hire people to save me time, that's great. Like, bring in a chef, bring in a maid, bring in... I don't think I need a butler, but I might take one. Yeah, that would work real nice. That's about the smartest thing I could do with
I
a lot
enjoy
of money.
reading.
Speaking of fantasies about a lot of money, the Powerball thing happened, and I imagine it's going to happen going forward. That was their intention when they changed the odds. So I imagine the Powerball will get back down now that 3 people won it. I imagine it's going to go back down and slowly climb back up.
My blade be thirsty.
The silliness of all of it is just, if in reality, if you wanted to increase your odds even a little bit on winning those things, you would play only the week right after somebody won, because that's where you're going to have a big drop off of other people playing.
Fine, I'll heal.
Job's done.
But people don't think that way. They think the 40 billion is not going to be enough, or the 40 million is not going to be enough. They need the 80 million, and I was like, come on. If you could have 40 million tomorrow, you would take it, and you would be perfectly set. One of the things that I heard was suggested when you win the lottery is to take a year vacation and just wait for people to forget. I'm like, wow, what a weird, I mean, how do you even do that? I don't know. You'd have to find a place in a different country where you could be gone for like an entire year, just out of the country, is what they said. It's like, so I guess I would run to Canada, maybe? Just run to Canada, rent a place, and hide in the snow for a year. Which, I don't know if you could get the payments and everything. That's a lot of paperwork and stuff you'd have to do. Anywho, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.